Subtracting mixed numbers. Riddle, what kind of horse always looks fashionable? Pause the video, copy problem 1, solve, unpause the video to see your answer. The highest denominator is 4. 4 is a multiple of 2, so we can use it as our common denominator. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. I keep my common denominator 4. 3 take away 2 equals 1. Now I need to subtract my whole numbers. 6 take away 4 equals 2. Our answer is 2 1/4 because I can no longer reduce this answer. Question 1, 2 1/4. This matches with the letter T, so I'm going to put a T for question number 1. Pause the video, copy and solve problem 2, unpause the video to see the answer. 8 is the larger denominator. It is a multiple of 4, so I can have it as my common denominator. 8 times 1 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. I keep 8 as my denominator, and 3 take away 2 equals 1. Now it's time to subtract my fractions. 5 take away 2 equals 3. Three 1/8 is the answer to question 2. This matches with R. So where I see 3 below, where I see 2 below, I write R. Pause the video, copy and solve problem 3, unpause the video to see the answer. 6 is our larger denominator. It is also a multiple of 3. 6 times 1 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. I keep 6 as my common denominator. 4 take away 2 is 2. I can reduce this fraction by dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2 equals 1, and 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Now it's time to subtract my whole numbers. 9 take away 7 equals 2. The answer to question number 3 is 2 1/3. 2 1/3 matches with the letter O. So where I see 3 below in my riddle answer, I'm going to write O. Pause the video, copy and solve problem 4, unpause the video to see the answer. 8 is my larger denominator. It is a multiple of 2, so I can use it as my common denominator. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. 8 times 1 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. 8 is my common denominator. 4 take away 3 equals 1. Now it's time to subtract my whole numbers. 12 take away 8 equals 4. I cannot reduce, so my answer for question 4 is 4 1/8. 4 1/8 matches with the letter E. I look down below where I see a 4, I write E. Pause the video, copy and solve problem number 5, Unpause the video to see the answer. 4 is the larger denominator. It is not a multiple of 3. So I'm going to double 4 and get 8. 8 is also not a multiple of 3. So I'm going to triple 4 and get 12. 12 is a multiple of 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. I keep 12 as my common denominator. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Now I subtract my whole numbers. 10 take away 5 equals 5. I cannot reduce this fraction. The answer to 5 is 5 and 5/12. This matches with the letter E. So where I see a 5, I'm going to write E. Pause the video, copy and solve. Problem number 6. Unpause the video to see the answer. The larger denominator is 5. 5 is not a multiple of 3. So I'm going to double 5 and make it 10. 10 is also not a multiple of 3. So I'm going to take 5 and triple it, which is 15. 15 is a multiple of 3. So that is going to be my common denominator. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 3 equals 9. 3 times 5 equals 15. 1 times 5 equals 5. My common denominator is 15. 9 subtract 5 equals 4. I cannot reduce this fraction, so I'm going to subtract the whole numbers. 7 subtract 4 equals 3. The answer to question 6 is 3 and 4/15. This goes with the letter O, so where I see 6 below, I'm going to write the letter O. Question number 7. Pause the video, solve, answer, unpause the video to see the results. 7 is the larger denominator. It is not a multiple of 5, so I double it. 14 is also not a multiple of 5, so I triple 7. 7 times 3 is 21. That is not a multiple of 5. So then I do 7 times 4. 28 is not a multiple of 5. Then I do 7 times 5, which is 35. That is a multiple of 5. So 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 7 is 14. 7 times 5 is 35. 2 times 5 is 10. My denominator is 35, and 14 take away 10 equals 4. 4/35 cannot be reduced. 15 take away 9 equals 6. The answer to question 7 is 6 and 4/35, which matches with the letter H. And I'm going to write H at 7. Pause the video, copy and solve problem number 8. Unpause the video to see the answer. 6 is the larger denominator. It is not a multiple of 5, so I'm going to double it. 12 is also not a multiple of 5, so I'm going to triple 6 and get 18. 18 is not a multiple of 5. So now I'm going to do 6 times 4, which is 24. 24 is not a multiple of 5. So then I do 6 times 5, which is 30. Obviously that is a multiple of 5. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. 4 times 6 is 24. 30 is my common denominator. 25 take away 24 equals 1. I cannot reduce 1 over 30, so I subtract my whole numbers. 8 take away 4 equals 4. The answer to question 8 is 4 and 1/30. This matches with the letter S, so where I see the 8, I write an S. Question number 9. Pause the video, copy and solve. Unpause the video to see the answer. 11 is my highest denominator. It is not a multiple of 4, so I double it, and I get 22, which is also not a multiple of 4, so I triple it. 33 is not a multiple of 4, so I quadruple 11, and I get 44. 44 is a multiple of 4. 11 times 4 equals 4. 9 times 4 equals 36. 4 times 11 equals 44. 3 times 11 equals 33. 36 take away 33 is 3 with a common denominator of 44. I cannot reduce, so now I subtract my whole numbers. 14 take away 3 equals 11. 11 and 3 over 44 is the answer to question 9. This matches with the letter H. So where I see a 9, I write H. Question 10. Copy and solve. Unpause the video to see the answer. 9 is the larger denominator. It is a multiple of 3, so I can use it as my common denominator. 9 times 1 equals 9. 8 times 1 equals 8. 3 times 3 equals 9. 2 times 3 equals 6. I keep 9 as my common denominator. 8 take away 6 is 2. We cannot reduce 2/9, so we subtract the whole numbers. 20 take away 13 equals 7. So the answer to question 10 is 7 and 2/9. This matches with the letter S, so where I see 10, I'm going to write an S. What kind of horse always looks fashionable? A clothes horse. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is a clothes horse? Clothes horse is a noun, a fashionably dressed person, a person who wears clothing or clothes becomingly, and perhaps does nothing else. So this word was or became popular in the 1850s. If you were to be called a clothes horse, that means that you love clothes and you love shoes and just love dressing in whatever style is popular of the time, and you really don't concern yourself about any other issue except for your appearance. Now, there actually is another word for clothes horse, which is a frame on which washed clothes are hung to air indoors. So if you're trying to save on your electric bill, you may get a clothes horse and dry your clothes here instead of in the dryer. So there you go. Thank you for practicing subtracting mixed numbers together with me, and this is Mrs. Smith signing off.